Okay, folks, let's try this again. About 30 minutes ago, I was getting ready to go live, getting everything in place, and just when I said, okay, go live, it decided to say there was an error. So I had to start all over, bring the computer out here. I was originally going to film it with a camera. Anyhow, so we're back to doing it with the computer. The advantage of doing it with the computer is you have a little bit better resolution. And I know the video is not going to be backwards. So the camera, I didn't know that, but I can't move it around. So I ended up attaching the camera post, the computer post, out here in the kitchen. We're here in the kitchen. I really hate making videos sometimes. Anyhow, maybe that's why you guys enjoy it. You never know what's going to happen. Hopefully that mic works. Mic check. Check, check. Anyhow, I really was not thrilled about attaching this because it is kind of cantilevering out. I don't think anything's going to happen, but there's not a whole lot of weight on it. So let's see if we can get this into position. This is not how I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it on the phone, but so be it. So this is this extra large island, which measures about 42. Hell, let's get an actual measurement on it. Okay, I'm not able to show all of it, so I was actually planning on, and I know it's crick-crocked a little bit. I'll straighten that a little bit in a moment. I was planning on shooting it with the BT-7 over here, but I'm going to have to reverse it. So this is 42 inches, just shy of 42 inches by 107. So this is huge, 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 huge size. So, and there's nobody here, so hopefully we won't have anybody coming in and disrupting the situation. But let's get this where it's supposed to be. And like I said, we've already had. Let me move this over here. Let me unplug that here and replug it down here. We've got lots of plugs here. It's just a matter of using the right one. Okay, so this is the situation. Let me see if I can get this straightened out a little bit more. Okay. All right, so unfortunately, I can probably tilt this down and show this end. And let's see if we can open this up a little bit more. We'll adjust it. We're not going to be, if the battle ends up over here, then we got an issue. Like I said, I wanted to do it on the phone, but Jesus, this thing is misbehaving. This is literally the only place I can mount it. I can't mount it in the center back. All right, let's do this. Let's not have the computer fall over. Let's have this come over like this. And what did I touch on the fucking screen? I hate making videos. I hate making videos. I hate making videos. I hate making videos. And I mentioned I hate making videos. I like to paint. I don't like to make videos. Videos should be easier than they are. Okay. Tell you how I really feel. All right. So the actors here. We have a PzJg 1 and a BT-7. They're really similar, and I started doing the data for these, and I immediately found an error. Immediately. It took, as the very first data sheet I did, I found an error in them. And this particular vehicle, in face of battle, is considered to have only two crews, a commander and a driver, and that's incorrect. It is a three-man vehicle. There's a driver, a loader, and a commander who's also the gunner, which is very similar to the BT-7. The BT-7 just happens to be exactly the same. BT-7 also has a driver, a loader, and the commander who does the double duty of being the commander and the gunner. That's generally when you have the commander that has an other duty other than being the commander of the vehicle and the turret. That's usually what he ends up being. He ends up being the gunner. There's a couple of exceptions, but that's generally the case. So in that respect, both of the vehicles are the same. Now, this is a test of the vehicle system in this game. We did the infantry. The infantry runs pretty smooth. The second battle went a lot better than the first one because I wasn't looking stuff up. But this one will involve looking some things up because I've never used vehicles in this system. So be warned, it may not go smooth. But, you know, anyhow, so the chit system, as you know, you've got, for the PzJg, they're very similar, both of these. Each one of the crew members has 2 chits. So instead of actually putting the name of the person on here, because it can vary and there's not really a figure to represent any of them, we have PzJg 1 driver, PzJg 14, that's what this guy is. 2 drivers, 2 for the loaders 14, 2 for the commander 14, and the commander's token that he gets to use the leadership on. That just like the infantry, he can use it on anybody but himself. Okay? So these go into the bag. The BT-7, exactly the same. 2 for the driver, except it's 2 for BT-7 number 24, 2 for the driver, 2 for the loader, 2 for the commander, and then the commander's action thing. Just because there's a commander popping his head out doesn't mean it's crew exposed all the time. Okay? Along with those, there is, for each vehicle on each side, there's 10 movement step tokens. Okay? So because there's an allied vehicle, there's 10 of those. Let's say allied vehicle on them. And for the Axis, because there's an Axis vehicle, there's 10 of those. Okay? So we got about 30 tokens, something like that. Give or take. So, just for 2 vehicles. Now, if you added another BT-7, you would have the same number of tokens plus the crew on the BT-7. You don't have the vehicle move tokens for each vehicle you have on the side. You have it per side. Okay? So, all of the vehicles on that side move on the same impulse. Okay? Hey, Jacques. Okay, so that's where we're at. Let me move this out of the way. We should have plenty of space to see the die rolls. Of course, as you know, black is always the tens digit. Can't adjust the view. It is what it is. I could move the phone thing around, but, you know, that didn't work out. All right, so let's go over around to this side and try to get some of this stuff out of the way. Like I said, I have to do this the opposite. Oh, there we are. That's why I was screwing up. I didn't have all my jewelry on. Is it really jewelry if it's worthless? Probably not. It just becomes accoutrement. Okay, so the scenario is based on historical engagement that a PzJg 1 in August of 1941 decided to take these shots at a BT-7 that came, and the BT-7 was really pissed off or drunk or both, and decided to ram the PzJg 1. So that's the objective. The objective is for the PzJg 1 to take out the BT-7. The BT-7's objective is to destroy the PzJg 1 by ramming. Now, the only caveat is that the BT-7, the BT-7's allowed to fire, but he's got to move every turn. Okay? And I'm not really sure what speed he's going to start. We're probably going to start him halfway, and then he can pick up speed as we go, okay? So, and the BT-7 will move very fast, okay? So, in reality, according to the account, the PzJg got to shoot at him twice, and then hit the BT-7, didn't knock it out, and it still ended up ramming. I don't know what happened afterwards, but we're going to put the PzJg 1 right here in the middle, or so. Okay, and it can move, but it's probably not going to want to. Like I said, this is the very first engagement we've ever done with this type of stuff. Okay, the BT-7, we're going to put him here at the edge of the board, or edge of the board-ish. You're not going to be able to see him because this is the only place I can put this computer stand, but it's literally under the computer. Okay? All right, and like I said, I've warned you, it could go slow. We got to look things up. I've never looked this stuff up before, but I found an error immediately. Hey, Doug, welcome. Welcome to my home. So through this door back here, that is my painting room. So this is just the rest of the house, which has incredible lighting. So, all right, let's get these pens out of the way. I'm going to use this area back here. And I probably need to pour myself a water. Because I tend to do a shitload of talking. Hopefully it would be really boring video, wouldn't it? Making videos is such a pain in the ass. Even though I've made thousands of them, stuff always happens wrong. Always. Oh well, we're on. The advantage is I can see your questions now, and I can go around that way. So the BT-7 has about, let's see how far you guys can see. You guys can see the board here. So you have probably 26 inches that you can't see of the board, and there's no way I can fix it. I tried doing something else, putting another table. I can't. I just don't have the stuff for it. That would be a good thing. Put a table all the way on the end, attach the computer to that, and then we're good to go. So, can you get the BT? Can we get the PzJg one in? Okay, the PzJg one is all the way here. All right. So the scale of the game is actual scale. So nothing is compressed. So an inch is 2 meters. So even though this is 107 inches, it is pretty close range. Right? What do you say, 107 inches? That's under 200 meters. So that's point blank. That's point blank range. But that's where it gets interesting. I didn't bother putting any terrain down at all. It's probably easier this way. So to play this game, I just need to load the rules and use what scale miniatures? Well, whatever you want. Ooh, we got a new view of the house. Yes, you do. Yep. So this is the Mondo. You can do this, Rick. You don't need your kitchen to cook in. You don't cook, right? So my wife does cooking and we entertain and stuff here, but this is, well, we do different kind of, hey, I'm entertaining right now. Okay, so the very first thing we're going to do is, man, I really need to put this somewhere else. All right, well, we'll pull these things up as we go. We're going to get, the action hopefully will move this way, okay? And we can lay things out in this direction. And I normally have clamps to clamp this stuff down. Couldn't find them. Another thing that went sideways. All right, we don't need this. We don't need this. All right. And we'll need this. And this can move out of the way over there. We'll get it just like we did the infantry stuff. So the very first thing we're doing is we're going to pull out a token. So if I go over here to the vehicle section, like I said, I've never used the vehicles before. If you're expecting something polished, you came to the wrong fucking place. Okay? Maybe next time. Your island definitely has had more miniatures on it than food. Aren't the rules long out of print? The original ones are. The author actually saw my last video and was like, hey, I got a new version to come out. I'm like, well, put it out there. You know? Put it out there. People are watching. This does not, I needed this for a scenario to create the stuff. So we no longer need that. All right. So the important thing is what can you do on the movement things? Because we know how actions work, right? Actions are real simple. So we're going to go over here to the vehicle section. Okay, commander may make the following actions. Spot and identify targets. We're not doing that, okay? You can't fucking see that, you got a problem, okay? Decide to button or unbutton. He's going to start unbuttoned. He's going to start buttoned up. Give leadership action to the other crew, if applicable. Provide leadership to other crew. Recover crew morale. Recover own morale. May also fire and rotate the turret on some AFVs. Yep. Doing so will incur a commander hindrance penalty when firing and spotting targets. Okay. May also load the main armament on some AFVs. Like if it's a French vehicle, he's friggin' doing all of it, right? Fire an aircraft gun. Gunner. Well, he is the gunner also. Fire the main armament, rotate the turret, fire the coaxial machine gun, spot and identify targets. Okay. Armament. You have a 47 millimeter gun. That's it. It's got no coax, nothing. The BT-7 has a coax light machine gun that the special rule is in there that he cannot fire the light machine gun or the main armament. He can fire one or the other, but not both. Okay? The loader, which there is one, can switch rounds, spot and identify targets. So he's basically going to be the round changer. The driver, he's got a lot to do. Unmire the vehicle. Start the vehicle and move 1 inch. Stop the vehicle. Increase speed by 1 inch per segment to the vehicle's maximum. Decrease speed by 1 inch per segment. Turn the vehicle, turn headlights on or off. Don't leave them on. Okay. Vehicles, overview, using the card, moving the vehicles. All the vehicles have a movement number speed. This is the maximum allowable distance per segment a vehicle may move in inches per movement card. When you hear card, just insert chits. Okay, you don't have to worry about shuffling these because you're always going to get a good randomization. Okay, so the speed it can move per chit. Now remember, there's 10 movement chits in here. There's 10 breakdowns. So if you move at a speed of 1, okay, which is the slowest speed you can move, you can always move slower than 1. Like if you're going at a, but you can, at the slowest speed, that's 10 and you want to just move completely, you're basically moving 10 inches, right? 10 steps, one at a time. If you're going to move in all of them, okay, and you don't have to pre-plan that, you figure them out as you go, all right? Now remember, if we're using infantry, the infantry actions would be all mixed in here as well, all right? So if you get going too fast, you might actually overshoot something that maybe you want to run somebody down. Well, don't be going too fast, Anyhow, so perspective. Let's look at perspective, okay? PzJg 1 probably isn't going to do any movement. It has a maximum speed of 7, okay? BT-7, probably going to do a lot of movement. Maximum speed, 13. So this thing can cover the entire board in one turn, okay? With that considered, I'm going to have him start as a movement of 4, okay? I'm going to have him moving at a speed of 4. That's just an arbitrary number. I believe the rules tell you, I may come across here, that there's tokens that you put beside the vehicle based on the speed that you're going. And they're either black or white. Black is if it's buttoned up. White if it's unbuttoned. So it's going to be buttoned up, and we're moving at a speed of 4. So it's one of these. You're not going to see it because it's off the board, all right? And it's moved. It comes on when it comes on the board. It's going to move 4. It'll appear on the edge of the board at a movement of 4. Because if you already start full speed, then we're not going to learn how you turn speeds and stuff like that and go up and all that stuff, okay? Because I've never done it before, right? Yeah, here it is. Exposed, buttoned up. The vehicle speed is indicated by placing a speed counter on or behind the vehicle. Place the black side up if the vehicle is buttoned up. The white side indicates the crew is exposed. A driver must stop or start a vehicle except as noted. A driver may stop the vehicle from any speed on their action. Not on the vehicle impulse, but on their action. That's what I'm saying. If you're going too fast, you might have 3 vehicle impulse moves that happen before the driver gets his turn. And he's like, oh shit, I moved 15 inches, A driver may stop the vehicle from any speed on their action. A vehicle takes 1 action to start moving and will move 1 inch on that action. A vehicle may also stop or start on a vehicle card. Stopping or starting on a vehicle card can cause a breakdown, okay? Some vehicles, actually every time they move, have to make a breakdown roll. Neither one of these 2 vehicles are that way, okay? But there are some vehicles that do that. The vehicle speed may be increased or decreased by 1 inch per segment on a vehicle card or by a driver action, okay? So every time the driver's action can come up, he can increase or decrease the speed, and every time the vehicle impulse can come up, it can go increase or decrease the vehicle speed. So with 10 vehicle ones, you can go up once, that's 10 times, and the driver also gets 2, so technically you could go up, you could adjust your speed 12 times each turn, technically. A vehicle may turn during any segment or by driver action. A tracked vehicle will lose 1 inch of forward or reverse movement for each 45 degrees turned. A wheeled or tracked vehicle will turn up to 45 degrees per segment without loss of movement. Without loss of movement. That's what it says, loss of movement. It's loss of movement. Found another error. If a vehicle is stopped and is tracked, the vehicle may turn the vehicle up to 180 degrees on their action. If the vehicle is moving, a driver may turn the vehicle up to 45 degrees. Reverse, we're not doing that. Terrain modifiers, not applicable. Collisions and ramming. A commander must make a combat heroics check to ram another vehicle. If the combat heroics fails, the vehicle stops and the commander is immediately shaken. Well, that's what he's going to try to do. So hope he doesn't botch that roll. When two vehicles make contact with each other, I'm not going to spoil that. I hope we're going to have a collision. Because even if it doesn't happen, we're going to go all the way to the end and pretend that they hit. Because I want to see what the hell happens. Okay? Breakdown, don't care about that. Turret rotation, they can rotate up to 90 degrees. A crew member may not fire the coax machine gun or the main gun in an action they rotated the turret. Okay? Firing the main gun, and there's numbers for that. That happens on the, it's already loaded with AP. Okay? And that's already loaded with AP as well. There's AP plus, they don't have it. We don't need it. Okay? So basically the way penetration works, in a nutshell, is you've got factors that your location on when you hit, they have. So like for instance, in, where's the BT-7? BT-7, turret front, turret side, turret rear, mantlet, hull front, hull side, hull rear, top, bottom, skirt, if applicable. Okay? None of these two vehicles have skirts. So both of the vehicles are pretty fairly equivalently, they're going to be able to hurt each other, okay? And the armor is not going to stop them. So it's just a matter of landing a hit. So let's just get started, all right? I pour myself have a drink. The author said that there's a set of rules called the Face of Modern Battle, and it has all of this stuff on there. I think some stuff is streamlined. It came out, I'm not interested in modern combat. It came out after I already had this, but the data is not, the data is not in there. So anyhow, but I've got Japanese and Italian vehicles, and there's no Japanese and Italian data, and that's not really a problem. So there's a bit of genericness to these. I'm disappointed to say. As a matter of fact, I didn't finish filling this out. Because both of these are considered L guns, their ranges are exactly the same. And just to kind of put it in perspective, 35 inches and less is short range. 35 inches to 90 inches is effective range, and over 90 inches is extreme. Okay, so who should I root for here? I don't know. You a Nazi or a communist? They both suck. That's the beauty of the Eastern Front. All right, so the very first thing is going to be, what should be a German vehicle movement counter? Axis vehicle movement counter. Oh, I'm a freaking prophet. Well, it's not moving because it's sitting there, okay? Next, Axis vehicle counter. They can't move. They don't see anything. I don't know, maybe they're behind some trees or something. I didn't bother putting trees here because it's just going to obfuscate what we're trying to get accomplished. Next one, BT-7 24 Commander. Well, they're not on the board yet, so they can't do anything. Allied vehicle movement counter. So we threw this one away. Okay, this is the leadership counter on the BT-7. It didn't do any good because they weren't on the board yet. Allied vehicle movement. Okay, so it's moving at a speed of 4. Okay, he can go up a speed on the movement card, right? Well, we said they were going to move that movement when they came on the board. So, boom, they came on the board. They're on the board barely at a speed of 4. All right? Next. BT-7 24 loader. Okay, well, the loader has a shell loaded, and he's got an AP shell. He's got nothing to frickin' do. Next. Allied vehicle movement. All right, now this thing's going to go up to 5. fighting these counters is a pain in the butt. I probably should have already pulled them out. Hey, there's just a minimum of, I did a lot. This took several hours of planning, even though, as you can see, it's unplanned. Okay, so it's going to go up to 5. We're moving kind of at an angle. It's going to, you guys are going to see it pretty soon. Don't worry about it. And we'll move in 5. All right. Next, axis vehicle counter. It's just sitting there idling. You know, next time if you want to run this a second time, put like some trees here or something where it's kind of like, or maybe here so there's a chance of it can be avoided. Allied vehicle counter. So now we're going to go up to 6 and move in at 6 inches. I promise you it's down there. See? There he is. All right. Okay, PzJg 14 loader. Okay, the loader's like ready, he's chomping at the bit to put another round in, so he wasted his turn. Axis vehicle, nothing happens. BT-7 24 loader, again, so nothing happens. So see, this is critical that the order that the stages happen in, because if you fire the gun, you want the loader to come up immediately, right? So you can tell him to do it again. If the loader comes up before it fires, when the guy fires, it's going to be empty. So that's kind of critical. All right. PzJg 14 driver, he ain't doing shit. I'm not going to have him move until he gets like out of arc or something like that. Here's the driver again, PzJg 1, doesn't do anything. PzJg 1 loader, both loaders have done both of their turns. They're ready to put another shell in, and like nobody's fired around yet, you know? BT-7 24 driver. Okay, so he can go up speed on his turn, right? Let's make sure that we got that right. Driver, start vehicle, move an inch, stop vehicle, increase speed by 1 inch, vehicle segment. Okay, so it doesn't move, okay? But he moves it up to 7. So he does like a quick shift. So now it's going to be going 7 speed. But it doesn't move, all right? Next one. PzJg 14 commander. But that's him himself, okay? He also doubles as the gunner. So guess what? He's going to fire the gun. All right? So we're going to move all the way over here. And we're going to grab El Diso. So look how many chips we went through before a round was fired. Quite a few. All right? And that's what I actually have this thing for. So we don't end up on the floor. Okay? PzJg 14 commander. All right, so what do we need to do to land a shot? Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to measure. And it's pretty simple measuring. It's more than 35 inches. Is it within 90? It's going to be really close. Barely, okay? Got into effective range. Like 87.5 inches. Okay? Multiplied by 2, that's how many meters it is. All right? So, firing the main gun, it's within arc. Target must be in line of sight. Vehicle must have spotted and identified the target. Line is traced from the firing model to the target. Target must be 15 degrees either side of the model's barrel. Main gun must be loaded, yes. To hit the target, the gunner must make a successful skill check. All modifiers for the TRS for range, target, cover, and movement apply. See 4.0. If the skill check fails, the vehicle missed and combat ends. If the skill was successful, the player must determine where the round hit. Okay, well, that's kind of obvious. Okay, applying the TRS. The task resolution system, and he starts off, it's a vehicle, he starts off as a vehicle of 70. I took a couple of scenarios that are of this period, and I've kind of just estimated what their ability should be. So it's 50 for the BT-7, it's 70 for the Germans. And the Germans have a 70 morale, an 80 morale, and the Russians have a 70 morale. Okay, that's just similar. Actually, I could have done the BT-7 like even worse, but then they would have only had one action per turn. So we want to keep that the same. You know, these guys have played around in this vehicle before. Okay, so now we're going to go to the chart that's a TRS. So this is where I'm familiarizing myself with which charts need to be out. Okay, task resolution system. Ordnance, close defense, more flamethrowers. No, none of this stuff on here. This is vehicle hits. This is if you have a vehicle hit, right? We're going to need that one out. And explosion, direct, indirect. Nope. What's this one? Firearms, melee, overrun. Also no. Simplified combat. Nope. This is morale resolution table. Skill resolution table. This is all the stuff that we had. Let's do this. I've got multiple copies of stuff, and it really obfuscates stuff. That's the same as that. It's just the originals are the ones that are in this color. This is terrain. We don't give a shit about this. Okay, get that out of the way. That's morale. Which is the sheet that has skill check modifiers are indicated with a check in the SRT column. Okay. Nope. Also no. No. That's firearms. Skill resolution table, 1. Well, why is it not? Okay, well, what has it? Show me a check mark. Skill check modifiers are indicated with a check in the SRT column. I don't see a single one. No. I'm going to actually, yeah, that's good. Let's get rid of this one because there's a copy of that one there. We don't need 8. We'll leave this aside. Okay. All right, so let's look at the modifiers. Combat value is 70. Yeah, I'm going to switch back to this one. This is just that little bit of darkness. It just makes it difficult to see. Man, it sucks having your vision freaking go. Or not be as good as it used to be. Five and 6 together. And 1 and 2. All right. Where is the... Let me get the other ones. It was up my ass. I didn't know where it was. Okay. Skill resolution table. Okay. And I probably would make a separate chart for this if I do this enough, just for vehicles. So like, we don't have any environmental stuff. We don't have any injury. Acquisition. Target's not in long range or short range. None of that stuff, so it's even. Skill checks. Vehicle combat. Vehicle is very small. Vehicle air tank. I believe it's an average size vehicle. Size, average. So that's going to be no modifier. Special damage, sighting damage, vision damage, cupola damage, commander hindrance. Okay, the commander hindrance, what it say? The commander hindrance, if he's doing other shit, does he have a commander hindrance? I have a feeling he does not because he didn't move anything. He may also fire the gun and rotate the turret on his man. If he is doing so, will incur a commander hindrance penalty when firing. Okay, so he doesn't have that. Attacking vehicle movement is +6 for each inch per segment. Attacking target vehicle moving per inch per segment is +5. Okay, so he's moving 7. So that's 7 times 5, right? That's 35. That's a +35 I'm going to roll. It's probably it. No, that's fucking simple. I mean, you know. So it's a 70. So you look at the skill resolution chart under 70. We need to get under the number. Okay, but we're going to add 35 to my die roll. 07. Well, this was a quick game. 07 plus 35 is 42. It is a success. Okay, well, look, the vehicle's not even on the fucking board yet. Well, maybe it won't do anything. I hope. I want him to get rammed. You know? I want him to get rammed. Okay, so we have a hit. The player must determine where the round hit and if the round penetrated. Okay, hit location. It's front. This is a D10. Roll 1 D10. It's a 6. It hit the hull. Okay? Okay, it is an L-type gun, which means it gets a random 1 D10 from the penetration. So, the BT-7, that is the place on the BT-7 that has the most armor. It has 18. Okay? This gun penetrates 30 fucking 6. +3. So it penetrates 39. Okay? Okay, total penetration value must see the factor of the target do internal damage. Around the strikes, the vehicle is not. Okay. A Panther D struck the hull. Okay. All damage resolution is determined by the vehicle hit determination table. VHTD. For each type of damage penetrating, roll a D10. Okay, where is the vehicle penetration table? Vehicle damage, okay? All right, and this is where it gets juicy. Hull, front, and I roll D100. Are there any modifiers for that? No. Okay, see if we get a magazine explosion on this. It is a 44. So 44 on the hull front is MG bow. Okay, well, it doesn't have an MG bow. Okay. Damage. For For each hit, make a die roll. If the damage results in a part, crew member, or passenger does not exist on the vehicle, re-roll the damage. Oh, that could be bad. Hits count towards items that are already destroyed or killed. Certain items can sustain multiple hits. Below are the effects. So if it had a whole machine gun, it would have hurt the whole machine gun when we're done there. Okay? Hey Marcus, you didn't miss a freaking thing other than a 47 millimeter gun just hit the front of the hull. So I've got to unfortunately roll again because it does not have one. Okay? Doesn't mean I'm rooting for the communists. That just means I want them to ram them. Actually, I want them to ram and then they both explode in a glorious explosion. I got enough flames and stuff to do that. All right, so that didn't affect you. You got to roll again. 46. It's the same fucking thing. Should be a rule. If you roll again and if the same thing happens again, nothing happens. 91. Track wheels. Okay? So track wheels. The vehicle's track is damaged. The vehicle's maximum speed is reduced by 1 per segment. When maximum speed reaches 0, the vehicle cannot move. The vehicle must make breakdown roll at the beginning of each turn. Okay. So, I believe we mark a track hit on it. There's a place here that says tracks. It moves -1. Let me read this again. The vehicle's maximum speed is reduced by 1 per segment. When maximum speed reaches 0, the vehicle cannot move. The vehicle must make a breakdown roll at the beginning of each turn. Well, that's at the beginning of each turn, so that's not a segment. That's a turn. Okay. So it got a hit, but it's still moving. So when it's 7, I'm going to move it as 6. Not that big of a deal. And that's it. That's it. That's it. That's all that happens. I think, right? Unless there's some kind of morale. Damage effects on the crew. Damage, contain combat, not got any damage toward the catastrophic events. Okay, well, we know what happens in a catastrophic event. Crew member incur damage to the finish. If a crew member suffers incidental damage, at least one penetrating. If a crew member suffers incidental damage, if at least one penetrating hit is scored on an AFV, or a soft-skinned vehicle incurs at least one hit, a roll is made on the FRT. A crew member may be KIA, INC, or suffer a morale courage check or be unaffected. Consult the FRT table and use the column that matches the number of internal hits and roll 1d100. Okay, where's the FRT table on that? Should be on the back side. Okay, this is chart 1 and 2. What's on 3 and 4? This is explosions. We shouldn't need that. I don't know what the fuck happens. Oh. Let's get rid of it. Okay. Let's get rid of this. This is the simplified one. Fuck you. We don't want things simplified. I didn't set this game up for 2 hours to have things simple. Okay. Firearms resolution table. Here it is. FRT. I need to just get rid of the other ones. They're confusing matters. Okay. Firearms resolution table. So, damage effects on crew. If a crew member suffers incidental damage, if at least one penetrating hit is scored on AFV, yes, that one. A crew member may be KIA or be unaffected. Consult your FRT. Okay, so But how do you know which crew member? I mean, I know it's the fucking driver because that's where he is. But what if the guys behind him's legs get caught? Each crew member must check individually. Okay. This is the firearms resolution table, right? FRT. A roll is made on FRT. Crew member, okay. What number do I use? Medium, hard, soft terrain, none. Vehicle hits. Well, how do I know what fucking terrain they're in? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm making an executive decision. I don't see where... Is there hits that can be against a person? Oh, here it is. It says who the if it's the driver or not. So on a track hit, it's nobody. We're done. Whew. Good Lord. I think we're done. Maybe I did it wrong. I don't know. We're not playing a tournament. Looks good for me. All right. So we're going to be -1 on speed. See, that wasn't that bad. Now that gun's empty. There's no gun. There's no round in that chamber. Okay? Axis vehicle, not moving. The tank commander, the leadership skill of the tank commander. Okay? So he's fires around and he says, "Loader, get your shit together and load this." So he's going to activate the loader to put another round in the chamber. So now it's chambered up again. Okay? That's how that works. Axis vehicle. They're not going to do anything. Axis field, not going to do anything. PzJg 1 commander. Guess what he's going to do? Now his round's chambered, he's going to fire again. Okay? So it's still moving at a speed of 7. Okay? Because it hasn't dropped speed yet. Okay? So we're going to need about a 30-something to hit him. 01. No. I guess that's a hit. Well, hopefully it won't do anything. You know, this isn't going to go really quick. We'll have to do it. It's like the PzJg is facing the wrong way. He has to turn all the way around, then fire. In the 50. Okay, so the hit location. Oh, okay. This is what the effect is. Let's roll to see where it hit. 8. In the same fucking place? Is it the same friggin' place here? I know it's on the chart now. I saw it. Front. 8+. Turret. Nope, it hit the turret. Okay. The effect was 50. So we're going to do that. It penetrates 33 plus 6, so this one penetrates 39, and the front of the turret of the BT-7 is 9. So it goes in. 50 is the effect on the front of the turret. Turret front, 50. Loader. And there's nothing else on it. So I have a feeling it just flat out kills him. It's not listed here. Crew member. If a crew member is rolled for on the damage table, they're instantly killed. If it's the driver, the vehicle will stop. The result is crew other than this covers additional crew members. If there's more than one additional crew member, die rolls used randomly. So loader, dead. Okay? Dead. Now, I think they're going to have to take a morale check for that. So let's go to skill resolution. Okay, and they are morale 70. And let's make sure that's combat value. Where's the morale? Here we go, 70. Opening fire, friendly unit kill within 5 inches. Yep, that's B. Okay, modifiers, nothing for injury. I'm gonna roll. We're gonna roll for the commander first, who's also the gunner. 64, he's good. And the driver, 17, they're good. Moving on. Now it's empty again. Might be over when popcorn is done, yeah. Allied vehicle, okay. So it's moving at 7. He's gonna go up. He's gonna go up to 8, but back down to 7. Okay? So you move 7 again. So that's going to be his top speed, because you can increase, well, let's see. You'd be able to increase one on the, let's see what that track hit says again. The vehicle's maximum speed is reduced by 1 inch per segment. When the maximum speed reaches 0, the vehicle cannot move. Vehicle makes, okay, so it's reduced by 1 per segment. So we went up to 8. Now we can still go up to 8. We just moved 7. So it's technically it's an 8. It's just, if you lose that momentum, you're fucked. I mean, it's only 1 track hit. You can't just all of a sudden you go to a freaking stop from 1 track hit. Okay? Because there's a way to lose 1 for each time you get hit. So, you know, if it was like that bad, then, you know. But we still ended up moving 7. Okay, next. Axis vehicle, they ain't doing shit. BT-7 24, the driver. So the driver is going to increase to 9. But it doesn't move on his turn. See, now I know, like, okay, for prep, have freaking numbers out already. You know, we're just winging this. Next, allied vehicle. So it's moving at 9. We'll increase it to 10, but only move 9. Now the problem is these aren't, they're not on top of each other. Well, we're going to use, they're buttoned up. I don't care if it's a white one or not. Okay. Let's put the 9s where the 9s go, and it looks like they jump ship. Now it should come into view. It's destroyed before it even comes into view. Hey, Zaralina! Remember, chamber's empty over there. BT-7 24 commander. So what can he do? Well, he can fire the gun. We're going to have him fire the gun. And I don't know if it's an ARC or not. Executive decision. Okay? We're not interested in that, in bullshitting it. We want to see how this works. Okay? So he's going to fire the gun. I mean, it's loaded, right? I said I could fire, he's on the way. So let's see what it is. So let's go to not vehicle damage. Okay? Not firearm resolution table. Not explosion resolution table. What's left? The last one I freaking flipped over. Okay? We're not within 35 inches, so it's not short range. It's effective range. His skill is a 50. Sorry. You should have trained longer. All right? That vehicle's not moving, but it is small, right? It's a small vehicle. So the vehicle is small is going to give him a plus 10 to the die roll. Vehicle buttoned up is another plus 10 to the die roll. Well, if he was unbuttoned, he wouldn't be able to fire. Okay, so that's kind of besides the point. Okay, so now we're up to 20. Attacking vehicle movement, it's 8 plus per segment. Okay, so we're 20 plus 8 per segment. So he can't hit. He can't hit because he's moving freaking 10. I mean, he'd have to, you know. So let's just make sure he doesn't jam the gun. 45, doesn't. Chamber's empty. He fired an AP round. It landed somewhere. He can't hit it. He would have had to been really good to hit or be moving slower. So with a combat value of 50, which is about average of what the Soviets were doing, being buttoned up, you're automatically going to get that. So it really lowers your combat to like a 40. And a small vehicle shot moves it to 30. You can't be moving more than, if you were moving only at a speed of 2, your hit chance is like 10%. So just to kind of put it into perspective, you can move, but you can't be moving really fast or you're not going to hit anybody. Or you're going to need a stabilizer. Well, the stabilizer is probably only going to give you like a plus 20. Gyro stabilizer, minus 5 while moving. Okay? And, you know, it was cool, but a lot of people didn't trust it or even used it. So we've got empty chambers on both of them. Okay? And there's no loader here. So ramming is starting to look like a viable option. Next, Axis vehicle. They ain't moving. They're like, oh, we got this guy. BT-7 commander. He's going to say, you know what? I got a light machine gun. Let's try that. Let's fire the light machine gun. Right? I mean, it's got a coax. We need to close this because if this thing flips, I'm going to be pissed. All right, so let's measure the range. About 73. Okay? So I didn't put the data for the light machine guns. Figures. You know, now I got kind of a perspective of like, all right, well, how fast can you hit? You have a chance of hitting? Well, now I kind of know. All right, so we're going to go to the light machine gun in the back. Why isn't it here? DP, here it is. Actually, I don't know if the vehicle one's treated differently. Let me look. What should be different? If not, I'm gonna use those numbers. See, that's why I'm glad to be back to World War II. Like, I don't need to be babysat. We know what these weapons do. Let's see if it happens to show. No, it just says LMG. Okay, so you got to use common sense which one it is. It's a DP. It's a DP. So the LMG is 16, 88, and 120. Okay. All right, so it's effective range. So we're going to go to skill resolution. This is on firearms resolution table. Not this one, damn it. Get out of my life. Firearms resolution table. Explosion. Firearms resolution table. Okay, combat value of 50. It's plus 10 to the die roll. Well, hold on one second. Does that even have... Let's go back to where we're on the vehicle combat. Light machine guns versus a crew through the gun shield. Firing a main gun. Main gun penetration. Grew up, right. Explosion vehicle. Mobilization fire. Front passenger. Passenger. Vehicle machine guns. Treat like no machine guns have treated fires. Vehicle machine gun. No, not open a fire lane if the vehicle's moving, so no fire lane. If a vehicle fire lane is open to stop vehicle, meaning the machine guns are have when the crew is buttoned up. Oh, I see. So that means they can only shit out to 60. So no, they're out of range. Okay. Next, allied vehicle. It's going to go up to 11, but only move 10. Next, allied vehicle. It's going to go up to 12. How fast is this thing? You're about to find out. Well, it won't go to full speed. It'll be down one from it, and it's going to move 11. Allied vehicle. It's going to go up to 13, and that's as high as it can go. And it can't move 13. It can only move 12. Where's lucky 13? And it's moving a foot because of a track hit. Allied vehicle. Well, it can't go up to 14. 13 is as high as it'll go, so it's going to move 12 again. That's one turn, folks. That's why a lot of these scenarios are actually like only 4 turns long. Axis vehicle. Should the Axis vehicle try to move? Should the Axis vehicle try to move? You know, it's like, man, this thing's like bearing down on me. I'm going to not let them move this first turn, okay? They're still like in awe that this is even happening, okay? Executive decision. No movement. Allied vehicle. Another foot. Okay, folks, so this is what the scenario looks like at the beginning of the next turn. They are, in one turn, and this is starting off the tank of a speed of 4, okay? They're 16 inches away. So everything goes back except for the BT-7 loader if I encounter him because he's dead. And the gun's empty. Okay? So you got to remember that. This gun is empty. So the timing of everything is huge. Okay? The timing of everything is, we need the other loader. We need the loader for the BT-7. Or we can just throw it away when we encounter it. I guarantee it'll be one of the first things we encounter. It always works that way. It's like a nuisance always. Okay, BT-7 24 loader. He's no longer work here. All right, so this goes back. Okay, so at least I can say the game's actually been pretty balanced. Okay? Now, in real life, the scenario, the PzJg got off 2 rounds before they got hit. I'm just saying, you know, I mean, it's awfully coincidental. I need a drink. Agua. They're on the board, they're not on the board. Ooh, there we go. Oof. All right. So we have a main armament that's not loaded here. And we have a main armament that's not loaded here. So the timing of this is incredibly important. Okay? Allied vehicle. Now, he's not going to actually impact the vehicle this turn, so he's not going to have to roll a combat heroics. Okay? So he's going to continue on. At a speed of 13, he can only move 12 because he got a track hit. Now they are 4 inches apart from each other. Okay. Anybody putting any money on anybody? Oh, man. Good stuff, good stuff. That's why you play this. Next one. PzJg 114 driver. So, you're this driver. What do you freaking do? Let's look at his options. And then you guys decide, you know, within reason, what he could possibly do. The thing is moving somewhere near 30 miles an hour, headed straight towards him. Okay? Think he might have tried to get outside the arc of fire in that last one, but this driver is fearless. It's the PzJg driver. By the way, the PzJg, recap, it has an empty chamber. Okay? Just figured you'd want to know that. Okay? The driver can start the vehicle and move 1 inch. Stop the vehicle. Increase the speed by 1 inch per segment up to the vehicle's maximum. Decrease speed by 1. Turn the vehicle. Turn headlights on or off. Well, so here's the situation. You predict the BT will ram it and then its tracks will fall off. Well, the next time it moves, the driver's going to have to take a combat heroics check. And I hope he doesn't fail it. That's all I can say. So if you start the vehicle and move 1 inch, that's not beneficial. And then you've got this thing moving, right? So I think he's just going to bail out. That's the smart thing, you know? I think he just sits there with his mouth agape. Because if you move and try to do something sideways, which I'm not sure he can even do it, it'd have to be the next movement thing. You know, I mean, you could do that. You could start up and move 1 inch backwards. And then hopefully the next allied move, that next axis movement, then you could like move out of the way or something. But I think you're still going to get hit. I'm going to have him sit there. We're going to have him sit there this time. I think he's put his seatbelt on. Seatbelts hadn't been invented yet. Hurry and read Mein Kampf. Really, really fast. All right, here it is. This is critical. Allied vehicle. Okay. Let's go to ramming. Notice they got 2 rounds off. Just like in the account. I'm just saying. Okay? And it doesn't tell you what happened other than it rammed them. A commander must make a combat heroics check to ram another vehicle. If the combat heroics check fails, the vehicle stops and the commander is immediately shaken. Well, I don't think it can stop immediately. I think he's going to have to move at least 4 fucking inches and hit him. Okay. Combat heroics check. Even if he fails it, we're still going to play through like it hits. Hell, even if the chicken's out at that point, skid marks on the ground and his kecks before the momentum carries him into it. Okay, so we're going to go to morale resolution. Combat heroics. Are there any modifiers? Now his morale is better than his skill check. So he's a 70. I don't see anything on here. I don't see anything on here that affects that. He's not wounded, otherwise his die roll will be doubled. He just has to roll 70 or less. Can I do that? Should be pretty easy to do. $43. Okay. Bam. We have a collision. Vehicles come contact, commanders in combat. Okay, we did that. When 2 vehicles make contact from a collision or ramming aspect, both vehicles will be damaged. You think? Take the higher of the 2 vehicles' speed in inches per segment and roll this number of hits on a mobilization column K in the V. Okay, so it's moving 12, because it's 13, but it's down to 12. The number of hits will be adjusted up or down depending on the size of 2 vehicles. Using the chart below, even though the chart's up here, compare the vehicle sizes and adjust the number of hits. This adjustment applies to the vehicle being struck and the striking vehicle. All right, where's my notepad? Because this is going to get ugly. I have it out here. Right there. Get a piece of paper here. These guys, the 2 vehicles aren't going back into action. That's my prediction. Okay, so vehicle size, very small versus average. Okay, so the small vehicle, the PzJg 1 is going to take 15 hits. The BT-7 is going to take 12 minus 3, 9 hits. I think they're both fucked. Okay? Immobilization column K in the vehicle DT, VDT. Okay? Where's the immobilization? Not damage. Okay, there's the modifier again that's here. Okay. Each vehicle will roll for a breakdown, like it fucking matters. A very large vehicle will not roll for breakdown when striking a small or very small vehicle. Each crew member in each vehicle must make a courage check. Okay, vehicle collision example. Very large vehicle strikes an average vehicle. The very large vehicle is traveling 5 inches per segment. The average vehicle is 4 inches per segment. Base number of hits is 5 due to large vehicle's higher speed. The very large vehicle's hits are adjusted to 2 when comparing. 5 minus 3 equals 2. Average vehicle is adjusted to 8 when comparing. Okay, so where do we do the hits? Roll this number of hits on immobilization column K. Okay, so let's column K in the VDT. This is the VDT. Column should be this way. That's a component. Penetrating AFV, non-penetrating, noble. Oh, okay. I see. It's this, man, it's on the immobilization column K. Well, there's no K here. It just says non-penetrating AFV immobilized. It's the only one that says immobilize. Okay. So let's do the BT-7. Let's do the BT. Do the crew survive and duke it out? Yeah. PzJg 15 is the one being in it. He gets 15 hits. Okay. So they basically can be road, basically the wheels, structure, and track and wheels. Okay. So we're going to put on here wheels, structure, tracks. Okay. First one, 15 of these things. 15, that's a road wheel hit. 54, structure hit. 41, structure hit. Fourth one, 46, structure hit. Fifth one, 36, structure hit. It's going to be crumpled. Next one, 59, structure hit. Next one, 53, structure hit. 51, structure hit. 81, a track. It's going to have tracks there, but no structures. 77, oh, another track. Oh, I shouldn't have made fun of that. 03, road wheels. Where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Still got 4 more to go. 05, that's a wheel. Wheels are low. 61, structures in the middle. 40, that's also structure. 2 more. 27, that's wheels. 62, structure. Okay. So here's the thing I don't know. How do I know how much structure they have? Because this is a generic sheet, and if you pull something like a Matilda or whatever, there's some that are pre-made. Anyways, you got 4 wheel hits. That's exactly how many wheel hits are max. So that's trashed. Tracks, oh, it helps if I put it on the right one, doesn't it? Wheels is all 4. Tracks, 2. Structures, 10. Let's see if I can do a search on, it's not on this chart. Type, size, speed, crew, stabilizer, crew. Oh, and there's a breakdown number, okay? It's 1d10, collision or ramming +1, tracks damage another +1, that's +2. No, it's fine, assuming it's even able to drive. Okay, so I got to find out where the structure damage is. Anyhow, so I have a feeling, I don't know how much structure they have. Let me pull up one of these other vehicles. Let me see what the Matilda pre-printed one is. And if the Matilda has less than 10 structure, what vehicle is this? No, it has a lot of structure. Okay. Well, how do you find out how much structure this fucking thing has? Scrape damage, rubble. Okay, well, regardless, back to the ramming. Each crew member in the vehicle is to make a courage check. Okay, so let's go to the morale one. That's firearms. That's explosions. Go away. Morale. Okay, there's a 70. Enemy AFV within 10 inches and line of sight. I would say that applies. Plus 10. Commander. 42 becomes 52. He's good. He's seen it before. The loader. 06. Driver. 24. German crew's fine. I mean, it's not even close. We just got to see if the structure damage. I don't know if I'm going to be able to solve that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to solve the structure thing. It's basically not operational, as far as I'm concerned. You know, so it's knocked out. The question is the BT-7 also incapacitated? I have a feeling it probably be. I don't know. There's only 9 hits, so. Does he have tracks left? No, so the road wheels, it's got all the road wheels, so it's not probably going to be able to move the PzJg. You know? See, this is like, if I'm running the game, like, that crew's going to be like in shock for like at least freaking one turn or something like that. You can't, you know, you're like mega jostled at that point. Okay, 9 hits on the PzJg, on the BT-7. $65 structure. So again, wheels, structure, tracks. That was what, a structure? Structure. 74, that is tracks. So what we want, this thing can only take 4 more track hits. Wait. Yeah, that's assuming that it has that many track hits. I need to talk to the author and find out what's going on here. 36. 36 is a structure. Okay? 4th one. 89 tracks. 62 structure. Not a single road wheel hit on those big Christie suspension. 16. Oh, ran my mouth. There's the wheels. That's 6 hits. 3 more. 15 wheels again. 52 structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last one. 98 tracks. So it just got detracked. Combat heroics, loader's dead. So the commander, he's a plus 10 because he's got an AFV within that distance. Commander's good. Driver, no. The driver, the BT-7 driver. Well, shit, he's the tip of the fucking sword, literally. Don't mind me, I'll just be part of the problem. Like, so it's a 90, so really 100 on a 70. He's shaking. What? You think? Okay, so that's it right there. You've got a BT-7 that is, yeah, I gotta find out where the structure hits happen. Let me just take a look and see if I can see it here. No. And where do the vehicles start? Initiative by squad, individual. Attack weapons, only fighting vehicles. I'm going to have to email the author. I basically think both vehicles are trashed at this point. You know? Told you the tracks would fall off. There you go. Careful what you wish for. And it got 2 rounds off as expected. Okay? So, that's the scenario. That's the scenario. So, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again so it becomes second nature. Yeah, so one of the hits hit the track. The other one hit the loader and took him out. So it would have hit the right-hand side there. Okay. Tracks and fall off. That's right. But that's not correct for the effects. That's not, I mean, you know, you're hitting, what's the top speed? Okay, this thing's close to 40 miles an hour. Okay, so it can only go 35. You slam this vehicle 35 miles an hour against one that's, I mean, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It probably would be an impact, and this thing would start like rolling over. I mean, you probably would crunch the whole superstructure on that thing. All right. We talked about it. Same scenario, except the PzJg is facing backwards. Loader goes back in. Because how long was that? That wasn't terrible. That wasn't terrible considering I had to look a bunch of shit up. You know? Okay, round 2. PzJg's facing the opposite direction. Both loaded with AP. BT-7's will move in when his turn comes up at 4. And special rule, PzJg's not going to get to, even if the vehicle movement things come up, he's not going to start to turn. He doesn't realize he's back there until he comes on the board. Okay? Allied vehicle. Boom, he's on there. Okay? BT-7 commander. That's his leadership thing. Well, he's moving at 4, so it's fully loaded. He can't tell anybody to fire because he's the one that's firing, so that's wasted. He can tell, hey, driver, kick it up a notch. Well, what if he just, how fast did we say he could move? Like 3? How about he does this? Hey, slow down, let me get a shot. Okay? So he's going to slow down to 3. Tell the driver to slow down to 3. Yep, exactly. Axis vehicle. Okay. It's the axis vehicle moving phase. He's not up. Yeah, the whole purpose is to see. Did I not put all the coins in? God bless it. All right. Tough shit. It's just to see how this stuff works in action. We have a concept of what it is. Okay, so we're looking at vehicles. So on the axis vehicle, start, check for breakdown, start, check for breakdown, move at normal speed. I'm not going to have them start the engine because that risks a breakdown. You don't need it facing the other way. Okay? It would be like you got to roll under a 70 or an 80 or something like that, but it's not worth it because you're like fucked if that happens. You keep typing hits instead of. Well, it's not like you're pluralizing something with a possessive. That's, you should be beheaded for that. Allied vehicle. Okay, so the allied vehicle is going to move, and it's going to move 3. Remember, the tracks aren't damaged, so it can actually move 3. We can't slow on that, right? Reduce 1 and move. Okay. So we're going to slow down to 2, and we're going to move 2. So now it's moving 2 buttoned up. It's got to be buttoned up, because otherwise the commander can't fire. The loader, PzJg 1. Commander, I think there's something behind us. Yeah, you feel the breeze on your back, yeah? It's a BT-7 coming. Allied vehicle. I'm going to have it move it too. Well, what's the short range on this thing, by the way? 90. Going to move 2. Allied vehicle again. Move another 2. Axis vehicle. Well, we risk a breakdown, so no, we're not going to do it. Allied vehicle. Move another 2. Now, if you had multiple vehicles, you'd move them all right now on the Russian side. Axis vehicle, not risking breakdown. Maybe it's a bad move. Allied vehicle. Oh, it's just creeping up. You creeping commie. You creeping commie bastard. There you are. PzJg 1 commander. But that's him himself. He's like, he can't order anything. He's like, all of a sudden, like, where is it? It's behind us. What? Axis vehicle, not going to risk a breakdown. BT-7 driver. He can just adjust the speed, right? He doesn't move on it. Now, we're good moving it. We're good at moving it too. Allied vehicle, move another 2. Look at this. Man, if we had gone full bore, we'd end up banging it in the back. PzJg 14 commander, the leadership thing. Driver, get your head out of your ass! Okay, so now the driver gets to act. Start the vehicle and move an inch. Okay, so it's going to start, and it's going to move at the speed of 1. Okay, and he can turn 45 degrees, I believe. So it's moving at the speed of 1 and turns 45 degrees. BT-7 loader, he ain't got nothing to do. BT-7 commander, fire! All right, so he's going to fire at this slowly turning vehicle. It's within 90. Okay, so he's going to take a skill check. His skill's 50. And the modifiers are, it's a small vehicle, plus 10. It's buttoned up, another plus 10. It's nowhere up to 20. Target vehicle is moving-ish. That's plus 25. The attacking vehicle is moving 2. So that's 8 for each one of those. 25 plus 16, that's 41. That's plus 41. And I need to get under a 50. So that tells you what the situation is. We're going to need to get really lucky. 94. What's an auto fail 2 do? Mishap. It says non-crew. Okay? See what it means. Let's go to mishaps. Yeah, so 2's too fast. You know, we got to slow down to 1 to be able to get a hit on him. Or have a guy that's more experienced. All right? I'm going to look up mishap. This has a pretty decent... whatever this is called, index. Mishap. Oh, that's on mortars. Vehicles. Mishap on flamethrowers. Let me just start looking. There's a mishap on the main armaments. Let me go to where the vehicles are. That's how you learn this shit, man. You have to look stuff up. Oh, look, there's a PzJg 1 there. Probably it's the Eschi kit. ESCI. Minefield. I don't care about that. Vehicles. Initiative system. Yeah. Equipment. No. But this is vehicle data. I wonder if structure is a function of how many tonnage you have, because it makes you put down what the tonnage is for the vehicle. Weight. SV. It only weighs 6 tons, so if that's the case, the PzJg 1 in the first battle just exploded. That makes sense, because there's a hell of a lot of boxes. Okay, let me do this. Where's that Matilda? There's pre-filled out sheets for certain scenarios. So here's the pre-filled out sheet for Matilda, which by the way is maximum speed is 4. Its tonnage is 27. Is there 27 boxes here? Yep, that's what it is. It's 1 box per ton. Okay? So this took 10 structure hits on a vehicle that only can take 6. So it's crumpled. Okay? So I'd say the BT-7 wins that first one. Crumpled. Hold on, did it get crumpled itself? No, it only got 4 hits on it. Okay, so that's what you do. BT-7s are made for ramming. All right. What we're looking up on the vehicles. Wounds, mishaps. Mishap results. Main armament. Oh, it says no crew. Okay, so I would suspect that means if it doesn't not operating with a full crew, it gets a mishap. It does have the full crew, so there's no mishap. Allied vehicle. Well, we're going to slow down to 1. Right? I mean, you want to get a hit on it. Axis vehicle. It's going to rotate in place. It can go 180 degrees, I believe. that size vehicle anyways. Allied vehicle. Well, now it's facing it. And it's got a chamber loaded. I don't know. What do you think you should do? Let's just move one. Axis vehicle. They're gonna stop. Allied vehicle. Can you see him? It's right here. Is it effective range? He doesn't have the chamber loaded. Axis vehicle not moving. Axis vehicle not moving. BT-7 commander himself. Okay, well, he doesn't have a round in the chamber, so he doesn't do anything. Okay? The loader of the PzJg 14, he doesn't do anything because there's a round already chambered in there. The BT-7 24, the driver. I'm going to have him stop the vehicle. Axis vehicle movement, nothing. PzJg 14 commander, he's going to take a shot. Now we know it's about 80 something. Yep, as long as it's under 90. Skill check. No modifiers. It's probably going to be a hit. Unless it jams. 67, it's a hit. Location. Come on, man. It's down here at the bottom. That's why I'll make my own fucking charts. Here it is. 5. Hull. It penetrates 9 plus a shitload. This kind of gives you an idea of how much things penetrate too. 9 plus 36. So 45. Location, what it does. 40. Loader's dead. Loader died again. That's a good sign. Yeah, the BT-7 is not moving because I wanted to get a freaking a shot off. Because it already got rammed one time when it was already facing it. So facing away, that just means more likely to get rammed. You know? Loader's dead. Commander has to take a morale check. He's golden. Driver has to take a morale check. He's golden. They didn't like him. That's the beauty of a communist system. When somebody dies, they don't owe you any money because nobody has any fucking money. The only advantage. PzJg 1 driver. He's sitting pretty. Axis vehicles don't move. BT-7 loader, he loads the chamber. Last one, PzJg driver, nothing. Okay. Oh, he doesn't load the chamber because he's dead. He died again. Don't be a loader on a BT-7. Doesn't bode well. So now both chambers are empty. The difference is is that he has a dedicated loader and he does not. Allied vehicle. Well, so what actions have to happen for the BT-7 to fire again? The commander has to take an action to load it and has to take another action to fire it. We're going to get this thing moved. He can't move on this thing or risk a breakdown. Well, fuck it. If he breaks down, he stays right there. Skill check. He made it. Okay, so he's moving. Can he move? Does he move any distance on that when he starts? And he moves one. Okay. What's going on here? Why didn't I put these back in? I'm losing my fucking mind. Well, that's the first thing that happened. You think you're just misspelling things. I'm just fucking the game all up. Access vehicle, they're not moving. Oh, there's some dickery right there. If you go under the couch, you did it. Okay. You motherfucker, you. Allied vehicle. We're going to go up to 2. At least until we get a round chambered. Access vehicle, nothing. PzJg 1 commander, it's empty, right? And that's him himself, so he wastes his turn. Access vehicle, nothing. PzJg 4, the PzJg 14 loader. Loads around in. Now there's one chambered over there. Access vehicle, nothing. Allied vehicle. Notice the commander still hasn't gotten a chance to move. So we're going to go up to 3 and move 3. At least while until there's something in the chamber. Gives new meaning to not playing with a full deck. Not playing with a full bag of chips. There you go. Not playing with a full bag of chips. That's right. BT-7 24 commander. He's going to load the chamber. So now we have a loaded tank. Allied vehicle. Now just he has to go again to fire. Now this is where we're actually going to slow down to 2. I've got the round loaded, Dimitri. Okay, comrade commander, I will slow down. So it slows down to 2. PzJg 1 loader, where it's already loaded. So it's not going to get another round off this turn. Well, the commander could activate his ass again. Activate his ass. Vehicle. Access vehicle. Nope. Allied vehicle. We're going to move 1. So we got a little burst of speed. And then drop back down to the speed of 1. PzJg 14 commander. Well, they loaded it. So he's going to take another shot. Well, we know what kind of numbers we're looking at. 38, it's a hit. Location. 3. Ooh, I don't know what that is. Hull. Just out of habit. 8 plus its penetration is plenty. The effect is 32. Gunner. Commander's dead. The driver takes a morale check. He didn't like him either, 42. So we have only a driver here. And a lot of splattering behind him. Okay? Axis vehicle, nothing. Axis vehicle, nothing. PzJg 1 driver, not going to do anything. PzJg commander, his leadership thing. Loader, put another round in. That thing's loaded again. Allied vehicle. He's like, everybody's dead. Let's put the pedal to the metal. He moves up to 2, and it moves 2 inches. I was hoping to see what would, with some casualties, what happened. It doesn't matter how much armor that thing has, and can't get around to land on it. What's next? BT-7 commander. He no longer work here. BT-7 driver. He moves it up to 3. But it doesn't move on his turn. Just moves up to 3. BT-7 driver moves it up to 4. He's shifting fast. BT-7 commander. He no longer work here. He's a fine red mist. Allied vehicle. Now it moves 4. And goes up 1. So it moves up to 5. This looks like something off that T-34 movie. Like the guy gets angry. Ah! And he moves 5. That's a Russian Arnold. More drunk and less teeth. Allied vehicle moves up to 6. Oh, he pissed him off now. By the way, I need to put this on here because I don't remember, but I believe it's loaded again. Is it? Remind me if it's loaded again. I can't remember if he loaded it back up or not. So now I got some concepts of how this game handles penetration. Because I didn't have a, you can't read stuff without seeing it in action. Or you can. I don't understand the concept. I've got to like see it happen. Hopefully you can give me an answer. I believe you loaded it again. Allied vehicle moves up to 7. It's loaded, okay. Now we just need to fire again and have a mishap. You know, because it's slow motion. Axis vehicle. Nope. Axis vehicle. Nope. Allied vehicle. Go up to 8. Two chits left. Axis vehicle, nothing. What's left? PzJg 14 driver, nothing. All right, put all the chips back. If I encounter guys that are dead in the BT, I'll just throw them away when they come up. That keeps me from like throwing half of them away or whatever. If the driver dies to the tank, keep going. This says it stops. I say it moves half the speed, 1 turn, and then half again until it's complete stop. That makes sense to me, you know? Like if you're going 14, the next turn is, and you die, like if the guy like spontaneously combusts, you're gonna move 7 the next turn, the next impulse, and then half of that eventually to nothing. I mean, that makes sense. See? The beauty of not having to run something in a tournament. I can do whatever the hell I want. Okay. First one. Axis vehicle. Nothing. PzJg 14 Commander, but it's his leadership thing. So he's the gunner. He's the gunner and he has a loader. The loader already loaded the chamber. He can't do anything with the leadership thing. So the gun doesn't go off. Because it's not a chip for him. It's a chip for anybody below his pay grade that he's in control of. BT-7 driver. BT-7 driver is in slow motion getting really fucking angry. You killed the guy that owed me no money. Ah! 9. Allied vehicle. 10. You get spoiled with these vehicles that are really, really fast. I didn't just move them twice, did I? Oh, if I did, shit happens. Allied vehicle, 11. See a repeat. I guess the best tactic with these BTs is actually to ram. Hey, it says the tank commander has to take a combat heroics to ram. There's no commander. Nah, he would just take his place. Really, it should be the driver with modified by the commander. Let's see. Allied vehicle again. We within 12? Oh my God. We're a fucking inch away. So here's the deal. If the PzJg fires now and destroys that vehicle is still going to be moving forward and hitting the PzJg. Executive decision. I don't care what the rules say. Of course, it'll be going at a slower speed. I don't care what the rules say. Well, then, don't play these rules by its name. That's fine. I already got a name for my rules. Axis vehicle. All right. Is the Axis vehicle going to move? No. You're just going to end up moving out of arc. Allied vehicle. Okay. Combat heroics, check on the driver. 50 or less. He passed! He passed! He passed! Oh, and by the way, the thing goes up to 13 also. We get the full speed. We get the full fucking speed on this thing. He passed! And that's with him giving him a chance to fire a couple of rounds. Like, I don't know about this shooting thing. I think we should just ram. You know? Okay. Well, once again, I believe it's a difference of the speed of the two hits is 13. Except we're going faster than we were last time. So the BT-7 is going to get 10 hits. And the PzJg 1 is going to get 16 hits. Wheels, structure, track. Wheels, structure, track. Okay. This time, you only got one shot off instead of two. Okay, hit location 4. Immobilize. Okay, on the PzJg first. 06, that's wheels. 56, Structure. Remember, we only got 6 or it gets crumpled. Doesn't count. Got to roll them both inside there. 65. Structure. Roll a third dead. 58. Half dead. Another structure hit. 90. Oh, track got one. 13. That's wheels. 81. That's track. 90. Track. 19. Wheels. Wow, they each have 3 hits. 83. Track. Wow. Yeah. 18. Wheels. Man, could it survive? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 94. Track. Let's detrack now, but 33. Structure. That's 4 hits out of 6. 54. It's 5 hits out of 6. 9, 10, 14. 2 more hits. You need to survive. See if the structure survives. 14. That's a wheel hit. 1 more. 71. Track hit. So it is de-wheeled and detracked, and it has 1 hit left on the structure with 6 structure hits available, 1 for each ton. So it's like, it's like paper mache. It's like a paper mache thing. All right? So the commander of the PzJg has to take a 70. He passes. The loader, he passes. And the driver, 04, he passes. Watch him turn into a fucking hero or something like that. I don't know, is that a combat heroics? It should be. Anyways, I gotta make my own rules on that. I mean, if the game went on longer, they're gonna be out of fucking action. They could pass those and they'll be okay after they, they automatically go to shaken or pinned or, Now, the BT-7. The BT-7. How many structure hits does it have? What's the tonnage? 14. Okay, and there's only 10 hits on it. 42, but the first one's in the structure. Well, it can't get destroyed. You can't get 14 hits on it. 24. Wheels. 72. Tracks. 45. Structure. 12. Wheels. 72. Tracks. 00. Tracks. 55. Structure. 2 more. 90. That's tracks. And the last one, 86 tracks. So once again, Ben was correct. It hit him, rammed him, and the tracks fell off. Oh, only one guy to check for morale. That's the driver. He loves it. Wow. There you go. BTs are made for crashing. That's what they're for, apparently. So, yeah, that needs to be looked at. What's funny, one of the things I had a problem with, I solved with the whole structure thing, was by tonnage. It doesn't say that. Or maybe it does, but it's somewhere hidden in a DBA sentence somewhere. No, none of these sentences are like DBA. So, we'll never know what a 45 millimeter, we'll never know what a 45 millimeter, I'm going to store my own shit, what a 45 millimeter will do against a PzJg. It penetrates it completely. I mean, there's nothing for them to do. It's toast. Driver Driver lost his tooth. Driver lost his tooth. Okay, well, there you have it, folks. Play the battle twice in 2 hours. That's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's, it's just a matter of freaking doing it. Now I just have to do it frequently enough that it isn't an issue. Now, here's an interesting scenario. I already have this set up. So it would make sense. I'm done for the day, but as far as this goes. But it would make sense to do that anti-tank gun scenario since I've got this set up here, But yeah, there's that's interesting. That's interesting. But the hit locations is kind of a little weird. Like, let's see what kind of stuff you could hit. If you're hitting the whole front, you could hit ammo. The commander can get killed. Other crew, drivetrain, gunner, loader, bow machine gun, passenger, radio operator, road wheels, steering, structure, suspension, throttle, tracks, wheels, vision. It's actually pretty hard to get a vision hit. Yeah, now, if you get hit on the side, you got like fuel options for explosions and shit. So, anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this for whatever it was worth. I was pretty much doing it for myself, so I have a clue of, of penetrating stuff. Now, before I leave, let's take a look at some stuff. Now that we know how penetration works, right? So let's take a look, because this is a point blank range scenario. Let's take a look, and it's point. This is over 8 foot long. This is over 8 feet long, and it's really close range. Let's say we had a T-34 out here and a Tiger. Can the T-34 penetrate the Tiger? According to these rules. Let's switch this because it's really small. So let's look at the Tiger's armor. A Tiger 1 we're talking about. Okay, 57. That's a lot of structure hits. Okay, 57-ton tank. It has armor in the neighborhood of turret front 55, 41, 41, 53, hull front 63. Hull side, I'm talking about to the front. So we need to get in the mid-50s, 55 or 63, whether it's the turret. That doesn't seem right. The turret front should have more than the whole front on the Tiger. We'll have to check all these numbers. Yep. I believe the turret on the front of the Tiger is got more armor than anywhere else. And yeah, it works in angles and stuff, but the front of a Tiger is not angled. Okay? So let's go to the Soviet. And let's look at the 76 millimeter. Oh, and by the way, just for comparison, a Panther is 62 or 66. Something like that. And the Panther should have more armor to the front than a Tiger. Marginally so. Let's go to T-34, which should be the next thing. Why is Americans next? I don't care about the tables of organization. Is the Soviet section that small? I guess it is. Okay, it's considered a 76, it's considered an L gun. So it penetrates 43 plus 1d10. the standard ammunition. So it could penetrate up to 52. And assuming the 0 is a 0. If the 0 is a 10, then it can go up to 53. What did we say was the front of a Tiger? .55. 53 on the mantlet. No, you got to hit a Tiger on the side. Got to hit a Tiger on the side with 76.2 Russian. Okay. Okay, folks. Thanks for stopping by and looking at this madness. And it was a little bit of a rocky start, but it worked out okay. And we will be back this evening, probably in that room right there. That's the painting room. So anyways, thanks for stopping